Hey everybody, I'm Todd Anderson.
And I'm Todd Stevens.
And you're watching the Versus series on StarCityGames.com. So today we're diving into Legacy, and for me and Todd, this is fresh off of SCG Worcester. We will likely be playing decks from that top 8. I know that I am. Are you playing decks from? Are you Worcester? Dude, I used to think it was called Worcester, so I don't know.
Worcester.
It doesn't matter how I pronounce it. Someone's gonna correct me, so
yeah,
whatever. But yeah, I think Grixis Delver was the talk of the tournament and put 4 into the top 8, including long-time Grixis aficionado Noah Walker. And then also there was Jim Davis on like a makeshift Miracles deck.
Yeah.
Now that it doesn't have Sensei Divani top, you know, it's still kind of around.
yeah.
I don't know if it's good. And ultimately the tournament was taken down by Grixis Delver. I forget the guy's name.
Drake Sasser, I think.
That actually sounds right. Or really
I hope
close.
so. Yeah.
Anyway, it was very close to that.
He's an Alabama native. That,
what?
Yeah.
Roll Tide!
Yeah.
Hold on. I had something for this.
yeah, they have. He's talking about like they got a good legacy scene down there they've been doing that they put together within the last couple of years where they play like weekly legacy and everything. So he's just been playing this deck for like a long time, like every single week, been playing live tournaments. So, you know, with legacy, that's a format that not many people do play that much of. And so when you're at the big events like that, you can really tell the players that have played it a lot and really know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've definitely lost a step in Legacy from when I was playing it every other week, just about whenever it was the Standard Open and then the Legacy Open, you know, the 2 single-day opens that they had on the Open Series way back when. But now that it's the SCG Tour, it's just 1 2-day event, and, you know, it's a lot different. I wish there were more Legacy Opens, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's just,
Modern sells.
yeah, and also just card availability, you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I want y'all to see my Wastelands at some point because they are paper mache at this point.
Really?
Because they've been a 4 of them like almost every besides Sneak and Show. They're like a 4 of them. And I played one Wasteland in Sneak and Show before. I played one Wasteland in Reanimator before. Caracas is a hell of a card. You just need a way to kill it. Yeah. So Legacy, great format. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this matchup that we have for you today. We don't know what each other are playing, but if you want to take a look at the deck list, if you're watching on StarCityGames.com, scroll down. If you're on YouTube, make sure to click the link in the description and you'll see the 2 decks. But let's go ahead and get to the match and see who takes it down.
Okay, we're here for game 1, and got a colorful hand here, and looks like this is a keep. Let's see why I want to be.
Okay, my hand, we have a lot of cheap spells we can cast, as well as 1 piece of interaction. So I think I'm going to keep it. We could be in trouble depending on what he's playing now. So
okay,
being on the draw especially.
I think I'm going to save this one just in case we do this next turn. But let's go ahead and go with the Delver of Secrets.
Oh, weird.
I don't know if have you seen that card before? It's a new one. It's just a common. You may not know it.
We are fine with him dazing this, so we are going to pay 2 and probe you.
All right, I will not daze that. I have a Wasteland, a Young Pyromancer, a Forked Bolt, a Gurmag Angler, and a Jetaxian Probe. So this is like, you know, close on the keeps. I don't, you know, not really doing anything here, but we'll see what happens. I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan this, but I don't have the most experience with this deck.
So he needs to peel red mana to be able to deal with my Deathrite, and I can get ahead. And I don't really mind him wastelanding me now. I don't like saying that out loud, but we'll just go ahead and do this. Your turn. If he peels red mana and kills my Deathrite, we're kind of in the same position as we were the previous turn. That's a card I care nothing about.
Okay, so I'm definitely just going to fire off probe here and just see what's going on.
Definitely smart.
And
so you're at 18 as well?
Yep, so 18 as well.
I got True Name, 2 Delvers, a Daze, a Wasteland, and a Flooded Strand.
True Name, Delve. All right, so we do have a Daze over there. All right, then we have a Wasteland. All right, so we're going to be drawing with the probe.
If we didn't have Deathrite, I think there is a very good argument to just hitting him with Wasteland here.
Yeah,
because that would keep him off of being able to like find another land if you drew a Ponder or something.
So I want to cast this, but I don't want this getting dazed. But I want it to help find a red source because I want to cast this. That's the one I meant to tap because I want to cast this Fork Bolt, but then that could get dazed anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and play the Wasteland and play Ponder.
Sure.
And look at the top 3. Ponder is probably it's one of my least favorite cards ever printed, and out of like the cantrips, I dislike Ponder a lot more than Brainstorm because it's just like stuff like this where you're like, oh well, now I got to go shuffle and. I don't know. It takes so long to resolve. I don't like it.
You think Ponder takes longer to resolve than Brainstorm?
Yeah, because you have to like like whenever you look at them, you're like, oh, I'll shuffle. And you have to shuffle. Obviously, you're doing a lot of shuffling with Brainstorm too, but you have to have other cards to enable that. This just shuffles on its own.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love this card, but kind of hate everything else over there.
Well, if you don't have a fetch land in there, then it's probably worth shuffling away.
Well, so I could get a Death Right to play next turn.
Sure.
And which will help turn on everything. So I think I want.
Well, you also don't have Wasteland, so if you don't have another colored source,
oh, that's true.
The Death Right's not going to do anything. And
that's
true.
Yeah, because you're definitely using that waste. Yeah.
Well, I'm not definitely. I'm still considering casting True Name Nemesis, but I don't know yet. So
the other 2 cards are garbage. So let's. Well, I'm actually probably wasting you, so you're probably not casting a True Name.
Sure.
All right, so we'll just draw. Okay. And we're obviously getting in there.
Yep, at 15.
And I guess if I don't do this, it incentivizes you to play True Name, and maybe that's like a way that we could actually. Because if you Wasteland us, we're pretty dead. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass.
So he kept, which means, oh no, he shuffled. So there's a small chance you can't find red for the Fork Bolt. I'm gonna Wasteland your C so I can actually turn on my Death Right. I'm gonna exile your land. Play this. Let's take a. Hopefully, now if he Fork Bolts these 2. It leaves me Death Right so I can actually continue to play my spells though, even though he has a Wasteland. So I'm at 12.
All right, let's go ahead and use this. Good. And probably should use that last turn.
It's close.
Yeah.
I also kind of wanted to play around days, but it was like a twofold thing.
Right.
So look at the top. Reveal.
All right, I'm dead. I just have pawn. I have nothing I can even play.
Sure.
I'm not gonna beat 2 Delvers and a Death Right. Okay, we're here for sideboarding, and see what I'm doing. I'm just taking out some counter spells, bringing some removal, and kind of going with that.
Yeah, I'd actually kind of like to see the thought processes from each side because we are playing, I guess, this True 75 mirror match. We're both playing. I forgot his name. Drake Sasser.
Yeah.
Sasser. It's probably not Sasser.
No, it's Sasser. Okay. Yeah, it's Drake Sasser.
Okay. So we're both playing his 75, and this is a true mirror. So obviously, one of us is wrong, or both of us are wrong. So it would be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure we're doing something fairly similar. My only guess is that he kept in like a Force of Will over this. I have in the past boarded in Cabal Therapy in matchups like this because the games go a little bit longer. They kind of force your opponent to cast Brainstorms in spots where they wouldn't normally want to. And sometimes it allows you to snipe away stuff like True Name Nemesis, or if they're going bigger after sideboard, sometimes you can snag like a Jace the Mind Sculptor, Painful Truth, something like that. And it's just a card that's really powerful with both Gitaxian Probe and Young Pyromancer. The problem is, those are going to be the focus of this matchup for the most part is the Young Pyromancers, the bigger spells like the Gurmag Anglers and such, and the True Name Nemesis. So having too many cards that just like go after specific things sometimes makes it so you lose to a Deathrite Shaman or you lose to a Delver of Secrets. So we have to be a little bit careful. That's why cards like Power Blast and Red Elemental Blast are very good in the matchup because not only can they stunt your opponent's growth by targeting a Brainstorm, but they also can just double as removal or a counterspell for something like True Name or whatever. So as Todd Stevens is probably doing, Spell Pierce is kind of bad in this matchup. Force of Will is not a card you want too many of. I could definitely see leaving in a few just to fight over True Name and Gurmag Angler. when we're on the draw, days is not necessarily as good. So you could make an argument for boarding out all 4 days for 4 force. But if we're able to be on par on mana, having days is a lot better than having force will. So.
All right, we're here for game 2, and like usual, I'm back on the play. Getting pretty used to this one by now.
Womp womp.
But this hand looks pretty good, so hopefully we can take care of this one.
I really like my hand, but there is a chance we just kind of draw a bunch of air and die. We have a lot of ways to interact, and this is definitely a game where I wish I had a Badlands in my deck, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's get to it. 19.
So I'm going to go ahead and fetch before playing this Jataxian Probe because I don't really want to draw a land. Sure, it's just one card, but still a card.
Yeah, I mean, if you're heavy on lands, fetching 4 is fine. If you're 100% casting it, you definitely want to just thin your deck first if you can. If you're not saving that fetch land for like a brainstorm.
All right, Daze, Blast, Casualties, Bolt, Storm.
I like to call it Marsh Causalities.
Marsh Causalities.
Causalities. That is a DRS.
All right, your turn.
All right.
I guess you had C and Strand.
All right. I'll try to bolt it. Michael bolt it.
Wow.
I will daze back, I think. Give me one moment to peek at my hand. Let me think.
Okay.
All right, so I'm at 19 as well. Or sorry, you're at 17.
Yeah, I'm 17.
Yeah, we'll daze fight.
Okay.
Don't want to fall behind on mana too badly. Your turn.
Yeah. Ponder?
Sure.
All right, I will keep these.
All right.
Draw. Good.
So one thing to pay attention there, like Todd kind of paused before he played his land, which means that I think he doesn't want to get wastelanded, but also that he has a wasteland in hand, which is kind of interesting. So like if I drew this, so I'm 100% just going to play this instead. Well, not 100%.
You fetch for an Underground Sea, is that right?
Volcanic Island to cast Lightning Bolt. And
yeah,
I have Underground Sea.
Yeah, you have the Sea in hand.
You know all these cards.
Yep. Yeah, I know you have the Sea in hand.
Actually. Yeah. So because I drew Fledgestrand here, and I want to protect myself from Wasteland, but also don't really need to cast Power Blast this turn, and I may want to use the Fledgestrand later on, so I'm actually just going to play this and take a. If it gets Wastelanded, it's not the end of the world. It's not great, but okay. So he goes to 16.
Mine are unlimited.
Lucky. I guess there was. Oh man, no, I probably should have played Underground Sea just because now if you go Pyromancer, I'm gonna need to maybe play Marsh Casualties. Yeah, that was a mistake.
That's the kind of luck I'm getting this week is the card additions. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, yeah, we can't beat that one. We have one way to kill that card, other than play our own. All right, yeah.
Go ahead.
GG's. Oh, that's a good one to draw. We'll play Deathrite.
Okay.
Your turn.
I will bolt Deathrite.
I will fight for my life with a Flusterstorm. Trigger. Go.
I'll bolt Deathrite.
Yeah, he did.
Attack for 5.
Yep.
14.
14.
Your turn.
Really need to draw a Brainstorm. All right. Play Delver.
Okay.
Go.
All right.
You should know.
So you still have the red blast and casualties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should not know this one. I think I accidentally flashed it to you.
I didn't see it. Those are the only two I know.
Fine.
All right. Combat.
Yep. 9. Gurmak's so big.
That is
So
very,
big.
quite large.
Sure.
Your turn.
All right, Trigger Delver. Whoop. All right, is another Delver, which I don't want, so I'm going to fetch it away.
Okay, down to 8.
I will. Well, I think I'm going to get another red. I don't think March Casualties is going to come into play this game. Well, A, it's not useful right now anyway. B, I might need to use this Power Blast to force through a spell of some sort, and I'm probably casting a Fork Bolt this turn. All right, I'm at 8. I'll draw. That was not a good one. All right, I will Fork Bolt this. And I will attack for 1.
16.
I have you at 16 already. I think you're down to 15. From just fetches. I haven't actually dealt damage to you yet. 1, 2.
I'm a probe, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, your turn. If he has another bolt number 3, I'm dead. But yeah, I'm at 3. A True Name Nemesis would protect me here unless he has a way to deal with it. Oh, all right. I'll name you if it resolves. If it doesn't resolve, I'm dead.
Yeah, it resolves.
All right, attack. Can't beat a March Casualties anyway.
All right, Power Blast.
Wow. Okay, I guess he has casualties. Sure, go.
Oh wait, I can counter that.
Yeah. You just
whatever.
Yeah.
I was gonna make you sack it anyway. I was getting rid of your stuff.
You just slow-rolled me.
Yeah, I forgot about the counter part. Whatever.
Oh, that's good. All right, we're here for game 3. I'm gonna be on the play, and my hand is pretty good, especially on the play.
Mine's not too good, but I don't think this is a mulligan. It's real close. Really thought about it for a little bit, but
okay. I'll go and start off here. We are gonna lead with a Delver of Secrets and try to blind flip it.
Okay. That changes things. Well, let's start with a probe. I don't care if that gets dazed, of course.
Yeah, I don't.
But
again, I ain't trying to daze that.
I need something else. Yeah, you do have daze, which is unfortunate. So daze, storm, pond, bolt, strand. Ugh, that is a very good hand. All right, so how are we going to deal with this Delver? It's going to be difficult.
All right, so you're at 19 or 17.
All right, I'll just I'm going to get blue red, and I'm going to go ahead and try to. I guess I just do it upkeep. Am I supposed to just do it upkeep?
No, because that'll let me play brainstorm.
Yeah, and then so let's just do it now.
Okay,
both out.
We'll fight it off with the daze.
Yep, you got it.
Okay,
your turn.
All right, so you're 17. I'm still at 20. Take a peek at the top card. We do not get to flip. We will go ahead and play a ponder though, and try to flip it next turn as well as set up our draw. Top. Yep, it's all good ones. Right.
I can't beat good ones.
Put you to 16.
Okay.
And I am done.
All right, come on, land. All right. It's a land. That's good. So we're pretty sure this is flipping here. So let's try to get this. So forked bolt 1/1.
Yep.
Down to 19, and we will get our own Delver out there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, he doesn't have a daze, which is what I was kind of scared of. The turn where he bolted my Delver the first turn.
Yeah, because I would daze back.
He has not played anything to set up the Delver, so there's a small chance that it's not that big of a deal. And even if it flips, hitting me for 3 is not that big of a deal either. I kind of, since we know the top card of our deck, I want to just go ahead and play this.
All right. That's not a good one. All right, I want to get this off the table. I'll braid.
Okay. Unfortunately, we are unable to get value out of it, but I think that's okay.
Go.
Since we have this one. So he didn't play land. Problem is, I still just don't really care about this Delver.
Hey, I care about you, Delver.
Go.
Yeah, that's problematic.
We also don't really want... Ooh, I might do something with that up there.
Yep.
You have how many cards in hand?
4.
All right, we're gonna get an Underground Sea and cast a Brainstorm.
Okay.
That's gonna trigger. We're gonna get a token. I'll go ahead and resolve the token in a second. Cut that. It's gonna put me at 17.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna be going down to 14 here from the Insectile Aberration.
Todd, how do we forget to get tokens whenever both of us are playing like a bunch of young
Dude, I
Pyromancers?
don't know. They're coming though. Director got us on lock.
Yeah, Director Dan's got her back.
Well, all these cards are very good, and we will likely have access to all of them next turn, thanks to one very specific card. So what do I not want him to know about if he probes me? Probably this one, and probably this one. Probably these two. Okay. All right. Days flipped. Your turn.
Okay, we'll attack for 3.
Yeah, I'm at 14. You're at 16.
And we'll play our own young Pyromancer.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Draw for turn. We're gonna go ahead and pay 2 life and probe. It's gonna pay me down to 12. I'll get another young burrow. These are upside down. Okay, so he has no interaction this turn other than the days to just make a token. Interesting. Very interesting. Guess we start with the Brainstorm here. No, we don't. Because we don't want him to use days that effectively. Alright, 1/1. Trigger. If he wants to burn a days here, I am more than fine with that. But he may want to get a token because I get to attack for 3. Okay. So now, we're going to attack for 3, put him to 13. And then we're going to leave up 1, and we're going to play a Gurmag. 2, 3, 4, 8. So we got to leave 2. It doesn't really matter. I don't think either of us have Tarmogoyf or Kolaghan's Commands or whatever.
Yeah, it's just Deathrite. Deathrite's the thing that matters.
All right, so I can just play a Brainstorm right now. He burns the days on it. And then if he doesn't draw a land, his only play is either Gurmag or Pyromancer. If he does draw a land, he can play both, but he can't make a token. I could also just not cast Brainstorm. It's tough. I think I'm just not going to play. I don't want any of my spells to get countered if I can help it. It's kind of a weird thing where I want him to use the days so he can't use can't get a young Pyromancer token also. So, like, obviously the level 0 play is don't let your stuff get countered by days if you know about it. So, okay, I'm at 9. You're at 13.
All right, over here, I need to get Angler in play to fight that. I don't know if my Delver can race, but maybe if we get lucky and draw some bolts or something. That's all of them, even though we have 1 bolt already gone. All right, go ahead.
All right. I got this Brainstorm just burning a hole in my pocket. All right, cast it. Trigger.
Yep, it's good.
All right. Ooh, howdy. Holy shnikes. that. 7, 6, 3, dead. Okay. Figuring it out slowly. This problem, I think I actually just, even though this card is really good here, casting in any form puts me dangerously close to just dying to a lightning bolt. Like if we fetch and pay 3 for it, it gets dazed. If we pay 2 for it, we go to 7. A fetch to play around the daze puts us to 6. This attack plus bolt kills us. So I think the easiest way for us to lose is to cast this card. So we are going to throw it away. All right, I am going to offer this trade because we have a ton of burrows that want to attack next turn. And if not, we can just jump. Or we could get hit by March casualties, but he needs the second and the casualties.
Trade.
Okay, we'll go to 8. I guess I could have pondered first before I attacked. All right, maybe second red in case we draw a bolt or something. Not sure. I guess we can draw Deathrite Shaman or something, so maybe we should just use Volcanic here. Okay. Ponder.
All right, just wait. Just one card left in hand?
Yes. Trigger.
I'm actually gonna counter that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Kill this.
Oh, that's probably game.
All right, go.
All right, so we're gonna have to. Before I was hoping to be able to brainstorm into double bolt.
Well, now you can brainstorm into Swamp Marsh casualties. So that's the thing. I can't really beat Marsh casualties.
I mean, that's the only line that we can possibly do here. That's not either. That's not either. That's not either. All right, dead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and you're brainstorm locked, right? You don't have another thing.
No.
All right. So the Grixis Delver mirror, a lot of very minor decisions that usually add up over time, and if you make enough of the right decisions, it gives you a minor advantage. But at the same time, there are still a lot of cards that are just really hard to deal with. A Gurmag Angler from the other side, if you don't have a True Name Nemesis early enough or a Young Pyromancer, it can just steamroll the game.
Yep.
A Deathrite Shaman unchecked with a Wasteland or 2, also just devastating. And I think we saw that in the games that I won. You know, I had a Pyromancer that went unchecked. I drew 2 of them, which I think was a pretty big deal.
Yep.
And I was able to make sure they couldn't get hit by daze. And then there was the one game where you drew an Angler and you cast it super early, and I just got rolled by it.
Yeah.
And then the first game where I had Deathrite Shaman advantage, and I was
I just had no lands also. Yeah, so no mana.
Yeah, I mean the Delver matchup in any form is going to be very dependent on 2 things: making sure that Deathrite Shaman advantage is on your side or no one has it, as well as having the 1 card or 2 cards that your opponent can't really deal with. You know, if you're playing something like Sultai Delver, stuff like Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push, those cards can't kill something like Gurmag Angler. But the Sultai versions also can go a little bit bigger with things like Jace the Mind Sculptor. They usually have Tarmogoyf, and Tarmogoyf doesn't get hit by a lightning bolt.
Right.
And there's not that many ways to actually kill Tarmogoyf. So it's a lot of give and take. The Grixis matchup specifically, I think, is a better choice against the field versus Sultai. You have way more cards that are cheap as far as interaction goes.
Right.
Your removal and Lightning Bolt is able to not only target opposing Planeswalkers if necessary, but it can just go upstairs alongside Delver Secrets to just finish them off. So, yeah, I don't know. Young Pyromancer is also very good.
Yeah, it seemed to me that all 3 games, mana was like super important. Whoever was like casting their spells, like whoever was emptying their hand and casting their spells was winning. Both the games I lost, I was just stuck with I didn't have like lands, stuck with all these cards in my hand while you're just had like 3 or 4 lands out emptying them. The game I won, you know, I was finding Gurmag, playing Gurmag, delving stuff while you're just sitting with your clunky cards in your hand. And so
for sure.
That's what it definitely seemed like that like the land drops, the mana advantage is huge.
Yeah, I mean when I talk of Deathrite Shaman advantage, it's twofold. Deathrite Shaman is actually just inherently mana advantage, and if you are able to get that early enough in the game, that mana advantage, even if you're on the draw, is going to put you in the driver's seat. But if you just hit lands 3 and 4, and you stop after that, and your opponent's stuck on 2, your cards like Daze are going to be significantly better. Your cards like Spell Piercing Game 1 are going to be way better. And you know, you have a lot more ways to cast all these 1 and 2 mana spells, whereas your opponent is usually stuck only casting like 1 spell a turn. So yeah, I mean, you know, there is such thing as flooding in Legacy, but it's a lot harder to do because of cards like Brainstorm. But you know, like half the time when you're casting a Ponder on turn 1, you're looking for a second land, you know, and you're hoping you're like crossing your fingers you don't get hit with a Wasteland. And that, you know, that's kind of the downside of playing something like an 18 land, 19 land deck. But at the same time, like you also have all these ways. Like Jitaxian Probe is like half of a land almost, because you know it's going to be cycling into a land, or I guess it's a third of a land, because you know, and in Modern it's a third of a land, and you know, anyway.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, but that's all we got today for Legacy. The Grixis Mirror is a tricky one for sure, and there's a reason why you see pilots like Noah Walker usually take home the victory in the Grixis Delver Mirror matches, because they are relatively skill intensive, but at the same time, deck building is a factor, and that's one of the reasons why I think Drake Sasser was able to take him down. I think he beat him. I think he played him in the quarterfinals.
I don't believe they. Oh,
Dang
in the
it.
quarterfinals? That'd
Yeah.
be the top 8, maybe. Okay, I know they definitely.
Well, I saw
okay,
Noah
yeah.
tweet about how he was like great and his deck was great or whatever. So I just
Okay.
assumed that meant that he beat him. But I mean, you know, your deck, like you had the tools to beat me in game 2 with the Diabolic Edict. I think that my draws were just a little bit better. And
oh yeah, your draws game 3 were really good. Even game 1, yeah, like both those hands were really good. Mine were both like real clunky, and you know I had too many 2-mana spells and stuff, and yeah.
Regardless, a single card selection choice in Legacy can be the difference between winning and losing a match, simply because you see so many cards every single game with Ponder, Brainstorm, Jitaxian Probe. And when you know you have this one of like Diabolic Edict, or you have your second copy of Marsh Casualties, you're way more likely to draw that on that Brainstorm there at the end. You know, like you can hit the second Black Source and the Marsh Casualties in the top 4 cards. Like that's just something that's way more likely to happen because you're playing a second copy.
Right.
And
I did have the 2 casualties in the deck. I guess never like during the sideboard the first time. Yeah, I did have them.
Yeah,
in there,
we did a little switcheroo. And we talked about it a little bit, but it's you know we were going to talk about it if it came up.
But yeah, that's how you're talking about like the like single card choice, how important that is, and just knowing exactly how you're sideboarding everything. Like being so familiar with your deck is so important. You know, I guarantee you Drake would be sideboarding you know, a lot differently than I would. You know, I'm sure he would.
Yes and no. Like the counter spells against the fair matchups, you know, like where everything's like super low to the ground. Card like Force Will, not necessarily something you want. There are spots where you do want it. You know, like if your opponent is just playing a ton of stuff like True Name Nemesis that you just have to counter because your deck can't actually beat it. Like from a Stoneforge Mystic deck, for example, they're not going to be able to keep pace with you on turns 1, 2, and 3. So your entire goal should just be to make sure that you don't lose to that one card, that Stoneforge, that True Name Nemesis. And yeah, when you're bringing in a bunch of Power Blasts and stuff like True Name becomes a little bit less scary, especially if you're bringing Cabal Therapy as well, because it works so well against Stoneforge Mystic. But at the same time, you know, like there are a significant number of matchups where Force of Will is not good, and it's very easy to identify the ones where it's not good, because that Force of Will is a card inherently built to fight combo decks in Modern, and it just
Legacy,
in Legacy, excuse me. And you know, you can identify the decks where it's 100% necessary. Your Show and Tell decks, your Goblin Char Belcher decks, and you know when you just have a Delver on Delver, it's like every single card's a 1-for-1. This card's a 1-for-2. It's not very good.
Right.
You know, so there it's not necessarily a no-brainer. Figuring out the cards to bring in is a little bit harder. Like I talked a little bit about maybe bringing in Cabal Therapy, you know. So anyway, sorry to be so long-winded. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Tomorrow we're going to be coming at you with some Pauper action, so make sure to tune in to that. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching the Legacy versus video today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for Todd Stevens. I'm Todd Anderson. We'll see you tomorrow.